Publicity. Personally, I feel it's far easier for an entertainer such as a singer or a comedian or an actor to get publicity than what it is for a speaker. However, your avenues are different. I find that as a professional speaker, one tends to be out on planes a lot, in airports. So you have to look at your environment and utilize what you have there. Now, I tend to be a fan of going into the lounge because I can have my drink, I can have a massage, I can cool down, I can even shower if I want to, and I know everyone there. In fact, I help design certain business class lounges as well, where I reside, and that's got me a good connection with the ladies in the lounge. So it's a nice bit of banter. If you're tired, if you're not in the mood of something, friendly faces, and you connect a lot. Now, in a lot of these lounges, what happens is that the ladies there are actually employed to be friendly and to talk to you and to connect with you. So you'll normally find that the person in charge of the lounge knows all the business people going through and have incredible connections. Now, these are all people that could possibly book me. So I make a point of getting friendly with them and assisting and helping where I can, and always joking. And then who's that introduced me to this person? And it's amazing how many contacts I have made in the business lounge. Now, what's that got to do with publicity? Well, a lot of these business class lounges have a lot of companies approaching them to give out prizes, whether it be a bottle of Jack Daniels or a holiday for two or a bag, whatever. Now, as a speaker, you have a best-selling book, don't you? Offer this best-selling book as a prize for one of the passengers to win in a lucky draw. Now, if you have a good relationship with the person in charge, guess what? That box where all the business cards go in, you get a lucky draw, they give that box of business cards to you. Suddenly, you have all the business cards of all the heavy hitters, the go-getters that walked into that lounge for the last month, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever, where your book was on display. Also, with your book on display, there's a bit of a write-up about you. You are getting free marketing in the right place, in the business lounge where the people who book you pass through. I think that's powerful. It's an awesome, for me, an awesome idea. So make a point of getting friendly with the ladies in the lounge and then get your book out there. Give them a copy each. Those are the best business cards you can have. Just give them out. They will pass them on. Be nice. It's amazing how people are nice to you in return. I've made contacts to the ladies in charge of the lounges, to magazine editors. If you ever want to write an article, here's a great tip that I found. Do not approach the editor with an unsolicited manuscript. In other words, unsolicited, no, they didn't ask for it, you didn't hear they wanted it, you just sent in something that you're a specialist on. If you're going to do that, send it to the assistant editor, the person that is still trying to get the editor's job. The editor's there. The editor's nonchalant, maybe, yeah, whatever. They don't really want to impress anyone anymore because they've got the job. It's the assistant editor that wants the editor's job that's out to impress. Odds are the sub-editor or assistant editor, whatever their title is, they are more likely to read what you send in because it could be a good opening and a foot in the door for them to look good than the person who already has the job. That's a very powerful point. In the airline magazines as well, if you fly a lot, they're always looking for interesting articles. Try and be topical. Wherever you are, I find, now I'm utilizing the lounges a lot. Hence, this is where I tackle my publicity. I've got to look for the people that book me. Publicity, it's no use me appearing in People magazine. The people that read People magazine are into gossip and actually bullshit, if that's my own opinion. That's like absolutely ridiculous nonsense that's in those magazines. Why would I want to appear in there? It's not going to bring me anything. It's going to make me famous to the masses out there, the people whose standards aren't really high. I'm a professional, high-powered speaker. I need to make money, I need to make good money, and I need to appear in front of people and hang out where people are that can pay me. So, business class lounge is the one big place where that's going to happen. They have a lot of magazines in the lounges that are given to them. What are those magazines? Those are the magazines I take home and collect, find out who the editors, sub-editors are. Those are the magazines where I see what's the trend. Those are the ones I write to. I would say that half of the magazine articles I've gotten is because I've seen another celebrity or another speaker or entertainer appear in a magazine in a series of articles which I never knew existed, and I'm forward enough to go, hey, I'm just as good if not better than that person that you had. Here's my gump, would you like to interview me? Guess what? Every single time I've done that, they have. You have to go out and create. You have to be a rainmaker. If you don't know what the rainmaker is, go look it up. In short, it's someone that creates something out of nothing. You have to generate publicity. There are some great books out there to generate publicity, like guerrilla marketing and stuff like that. But for me, at the end of the day, it's about just keeping my eyes open and actually looking what's going on around me and utilizing the areas that I'm in. I'm in hotels a lot. Hotels, chains have in-house magazines. How about offering them an article of frequent traveler, what you find nice about that hotel group? They like to print that. You get publicity, you get your picture in there. Go and train them. Do a barter deal. I'll train you while I'm here. If you arrive somewhere and your flight's in the morning, you're only appearing late afternoon, offer them a free talk over lunchtime for the staff in return for an article or some publicity. Utilize the time, don't waste it. It's basically all about thinking on your feet. Don't be shy. If you don't ask, you ain't going to get anything. What about newsletters? Now, I have a newsletter. I've got about 25,000 people on my newsletter. It's taken a while to build up. But I don't call it a newsletter. I call it a use-letter. Use-letter. Because you will use it. Go to my website, wolfgangriebe.com. You can subscribe. Now, what are the secrets of a good newsletter? Or we'll call it newsletter, but mine is a newsletter. What are the secrets? You use a newsletter to give you publicity. You use a newsletter to put you on top of mind with the bookers out there. You use a newsletter to market your new products. However, every other person does this. Every other speaker does this, and people are sick of getting this stuff in their inboxes. So they see it as spam, even if they've subscribed. So you've got to turn things around. Now, a lot, if I say a lot, literally hundreds of speakers have copied what I do. I've lectured about this at speaker conventions, and they've always made the mistake of not listening properly. Now, please do me a favor, listen to what I'm telling you. If you bring out a newsletter, whatever you want to call it, do not market your services on it. Do not sell hundreds of products on it, nor other people's. Make it appear to be a giving back to society. Do you care about speaking? Do you care about what you're doing, or are you solely in it for the money? For me, speaking was a calling. That's why I started it. And I've got a passion for it. I believe because it's a calling and because there's authenticity, I've had the success. But there's also a certain amount of status and a certain amount of money that comes with it. Do you want to be down there, or do you want to be up here? We come back to that. But if you're going to be up here and being top of mind and get all the good work, you cannot be an irritation, you cannot spam people, and you've got to be genuine, and you've got to give. But at the same time as giving, you can also market yourself. What do I mean by this? You can have publicity. If you send out newsletters, this is a new talk I have, this is what I'm doing, all about me, 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 people will get sick and they'll unsubscribe. However, if you give, all my newsletters, I give. I share tips and tricks and stories and put in free ebooks. Every month I send them out, only once a month, never more than once a month. I give back. Yes, I do mention subtly right at the end that I've got this new presentation, or I weave it into a story that this new presentation I was doing about goal setting, I met this man who said this to me. So I've left a sudden hint. It hasn't been in your face marketing, it's been subtle. Or the new book I just launched at this and this hotel, I ended up seeing old friends, and it reminded me of family and friends and the importance of relationships, and hence today I'm writing to you about this. Very subtle, one or two things woven in, max. The whole object of bringing out a newsletter is to keep you on the forefront of the booker's mind. People forget about you. They will get an inquiry and they might have just received a brochure of another speaker on their desk or thinking of something else. You are not on top of mind then. People forget about you quickly. The object of a newsletter should solely be to keep you on top of mind of everyone. And if you can do that, creating the impression that you genuinely care and you're also a giver, odds are that you'll work regularly. So your newsletter must go out like that. The best autoresponder I've seen, because you cannot just put people on a list and send them legally, internationally now, that is spam. You have to let them subscribe, or if you subscribe, they have to click a link to confirm that they want to be there. The best one is Aweber. The link is over here. If you go visit them and go and join up there, they have the best deal, up to 10,000 delegates. This is the way you do it, and you can see how many people have clicked, how many people have opened. They are awesome. You have follow-up emails that you can set on timers. This is brilliant. This is the way to go. But if you do a newsletter, which I strongly suggest you do one, But don't oversell in it. Keep it subtle. Give the impression that you're giving. It's all about keeping you top of mind. And now that super secret big tip that's worth the price of the entire course is, how do you get reviews? If you go onto my website, you will see monthly dated reviews. In other words, every single month for the last 11, 12 years, depending on now, when you're looking at this course, if not longer, every month, company, the name of the person, and the date that I received a review. How do I get reviews every month and so constantly and so regularly? Because these are difficult things to collect. I love what I do. I'm passionate. When I go to a function, I get to meet the person that booked me or the people I should be meeting, and I connect with them. I have the details of these people. I have their email numbers. I connect with them. I find out something personal about them, husband, their wife, their kids. I really connect with them on a bit of a personal level. I take it just a little step beyond the business relationship. Once I've done my seminar, I now get home and I send them an email. I say, you know, Bob, it was so cool meeting you. It was so awesome hearing about your hobby of fishing and how you love it. And the next time you go there, you should really go to this hotel. And I really put an effort into writing a very personal letter, but connecting with them on a personal level. And at the end I say, it was so awesome appearing at your conference. Thank you so much. I trust that I met your requirements and that everyone was happy, etc., etc. I actually send a letter which requires them to come back to me. It's a friendly letter done in a very subtle way, saying thanks and I'm glad we connected, which makes them feel obliged to come back to me and say, hi Wolfgang, it was really fantastic having you here. You left a review, and then they get a bit personal, but they give me the review that I want. I actually go out and ask for that review in a very sneaky way. Every single function I appear at, that's what I do. And guess what? Every single function I appear at, I get a review. If they just give me standard feedback, I don't worry about it. But more than often, I get something very personal and something very special that is different from, oh, you were great, you were awesome. Which where they actually go, how you connected and the people that came back to you. And then those are the reviews that I go and put on the website. This has landed me many a new function because people have names and dated reviews, endorsements, which they can look at. You can also go onto a radio. I've got lots of friends, because of the socializing I do, networking I do, that I connect with. If I know they're a radio DJ and they're on once a week or twice a week, I'll see what's going on in the news. Maybe there's something about more violence happening at the moment, or family discrepancies, whatever's going on in the world, where I can change attitudes and be of service. I'll offer a series of talks, presentations, question and answer sessions on the radio with my mate covering these topics. 99% of the time they're dying to find stuff. They're always researching stuff themselves. They're more than happy to put you on. Same goes with magazines, with newspapers, with television. If there's a theme out there and if there's a talk show out there, I'm going to go out and go market myself. It's also in your interest to actually pay a marketing and PR company, give them a retainer and check them out. Start slowly, see if they deliver. And most of the time they actually do. And they will get you onto talk shows and get you publicity everywhere. This is what you want. The more your face is out there, the more people will know you and book you. But it has to be to your target market. Can't be to a target market that won't book you. This is imperative that you remember that. And that's how you start developing yourself and becoming well known.